shakedown gig is really starting to work out. Remember last year we went to Lime Rock and we did an entire show about the BMW ALMS team? Well, it's a year later, ALMS is back at Lime Rock and we're headed to the track. But instead of driving some crappy rent-a-car this year, BMW gave us a 2011 BMW M3 to get there in style. We're going to talk to the team, the engineer, one of the drivers, about the race car and the road car and how they compare. And then we're going to look at the rest of the competition and give you really the gig on what's going on.
Next generation of performance is here. Royal Purple's new high-performance street motor oil, HPS. Fortified with zinc phosphorus anti-wear protection, HPS exceeds the demands of high-performance and modified engines. Magnified, HPS improves metal surfaces for longer engine life. HPS's high film strength frees up more power, reduces heat and wear, plus provides greater protection. The next generation of performance is here with HPS from Royal Purple, the performance oil that outperforms.
Our last American Le Mans visit was at Long Beach in April. Now it's July, and time for their next race. Some teams took their spring break at a beach. Others, like Corvette, took time for a Le Mans 24 win. The American Le Mans Series has morphed into two types of racing. A lot of GT cars sprinkled with a few LMP race cars, and LMPC spec cars, and a field of Pro-Am racers. Pros, like Porsche's Patrick Long, AMS, amateur drivers, like, well, let's not name them because the on-track havoc they often cause deserves no recognition. At Tight Lime Rock, the Cuisinart blender of racetracks, fast cars mixed with the amateurs is a recipe for carbon fiber frappe. Lime Rock has a long history as an American road racing venue. Since 1957. Over the years, the facility has improved, becoming a well-manicured, flat-out beautiful place to race. In the paddock, the Dyson car had a new 10mm spacer between the gearbox and the Mazda engine, creating a longer wheelbase. And yes, the Aston Martin and Dyson are both the same Lola tub. Look at the greenhouse. BMW is the undefeated class of the 2011 GT class. So time to hear their comments and to quiz them about the connection of the M3 race car to the road car. You know, a year ago we came here and did a whole show about BMW. You hadn't won yet in ALMS, finished second here, and then won. This year it's kind of different. We've won everything.
Very different.
It's going well.
Going well. This is what a difference a year makes. I mean, the car was brand new, the race car was brand new. And I mean, it's just an evolution. The car gets even better, the race car gets better. In 1 year, the BMW engineers went back to the drawing board, improved the aerodynamics, improved the shifting, improved some of the handling, which was hard to believe we could improve on something that was so great. It came out, and now they're just dominant.
So now you're an M3 driver, race car and road car. Talk to me a little bit about the driving dynamics of what the car feels like as a race car compared to the road car.
Well, if I were to tell you that they're very similar, you wouldn't believe it. It's got wings, it has a bit different body. They handpick one right off the assembly line, and that's what they start with, a street car. Weight distribution, almost the same, 50-50 weight distribution, which is awesome. Paddle shift, we have paddle shift, the street car has paddle shift. The difference is the street car is allowed to run a double clutch transmission. It's even faster than we have in the race car. We're not allowed to use it. We would use it in a second. Brakes, ours are a little bit bigger, still very balanced. If you drove this and you drove that, you'd go, yeah, very similar. This one just makes a little more downforce, a little more grip, Dunlop tires, but the feel is all BMW.
There was a chassis change, a rear suspension change for this year's car versus last. Any differences? Any feeling?
Well, they did. They thought the rules committee did it. They thought it was going to slow us down. They thought we had too much of an advantage, too long of a wishbone. Shoot. Leave it to the BMW engineers. They go back, they go, we can even improve on this. But they say it with a German accent. It sounds cool.
Talk about driving dynamics, the steering. I mean, BMW is known for steering. What is it that transfers in terms of what you try to create as the feel in the race car that I'm going to feel driving home from the track in the street and through?
Steering is really the main personality of every car coming through. And what drives the steering is fundamentally the weight distribution. Having 50-50 front and rear weight, our race cars have the same weight distribution as the street car, which means the front and rear tires are loaded evenly, gives you a nice neutral balanced feel of the steering. It doesn't build up too much, but it's also very precise. And it makes the car feel agile and nimble. The car wants to be able to turn and respond to your inputs. So that whole personality of the steering connects the race car and the street car together. We want to make the car agile and precise, and also fast.
Can I attach a BMW trait to the fact that when I got in the M3, it felt like the environment was natural, normal. There was nothing that I had to kind of get used to. I immediately felt like, cliche, at one with the car. It started to do its thing. Is that something that you hone into the race car too?
For sure. I mean, the best cars that handle well and steer well make you feel like a better driver. They encourage you, they give you the confidence to go fast, and they make you feel at home right away. So that feeling you're getting is a very positive one that we're trying to put in the race cars as well.
So there you go, you just heard it. The only reason I'm a better driver is the BMW makes me feel better, but you're going to win the race, right?
For sure, we're going to give it our best shot.
You know, I probably think I know too much about what a race car is really about and how it's built. But it really was interesting to look into the M3 GT car, the ALMS car, and realize that the unibody is exactly that, the production unibody, as Bill Arberlin said, pulled off the line to take a car like this and make it a race car. Actually, that's probably pretty unique. It's not the Ford GT out there. And you know what, I won't even comment about the Jaguar. And even the Corvette is a modded chassis, more race car than what really is from production. So I'm liking the genesis of this car as a race car and a road car. This car is so solid behind the wheel, so solid as handling. It's like one piece of metal just kind of squished together to be really, really tight. The tolerances all there. You know, it's fashionable for everyone to pick against the BMW M3. Pick some other sports sedan as the next hot thing. But I gotta tell you, driving this car, I understand why this is the benchmark, the target, and why it really is still the best car. The Lime Rock track was repaved a few years ago, and gone are the notorious bumps that forced compromises to car setup and racing line. Plus, ALMS decreed that the ugly to drive and watch chicane before the bridge would be scrapped for the 2011 race, making the place faster still. The return of the ultra-fast West Bend was applauded by all. Until 20 minutes into the race, when one of those amateur drivers forgot the laws of physics and tried to park two cars in the space of one, taking out three of the leading GTs. Which gets me to the rant. Why can't these ALMS amateur guys learn how to pass? I saw too many amateur-induced unneeded chops and bumps. It looked like an IndyCar race at Toronto, which is a tangential shakedown slam because those Indy clowns claim to be all pros. ALMS amateurs are ruining the racing and the quality of the ALMS show. Listening to a few of the amateurs in the paddock, I wonder, do they need more racing training? Or is getting an amateur license as pervertedly easy as getting a medical marijuana prescription? Either way, either ALMS Dr. Atherton cures his patient stat, or I'm going to wish Dr. Kevorkian wasn't dead, so he could be making some paddock visits of his own. Time for the Royal Purple Different is Best Racer of the Week. Now, should I go with the LMPC guy that laid waste to the entire Corvette team and the P2 BMW at Lime Rock? Or how about that guy that approved the GTR GT3? Because everyone wants to see that car go up against the SLS, R8, M3, Z4, C6R, 911, blah, blah, blah. Neither of those. The difference maker this week is my boy, the guy I didn't mention in last week's Silverstone preview, Derek D's favorite racing name, Fernando Alonso. He kicked F1 butt, showed Red Bull-like speed, showed Hamilton how to manage the race and his tires, and showed my bromance buddy Vettel that the F1 championship may not be over yet. Forza Italia and España, baby. Maybe those ALMS amateur drivers should spend more time on a good racing sim to learn more, which is my way of teasing the fact that we have a new sponsor coming. I can't wait to try their online sim experience and feel for myself their claims of game-changing physics modeling and driving accuracy. Rumor is they got some big-name pros to help in the development. No, not me.
Ow, we're living in the fast lane, baby.